everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we have a huge book haul. I am so excited. These are my favorite type of videos to watch and to film. I will try to go as quickly as I possibly can, so I'm sorry if I don't give like a full synopsis, but I don't want this video to be like an hour and a half long, so I'm gonna try to go as quickly as possible. Now with that being said, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also go ahead and turn on notifications, it really does help, and comment down below any video ideas and suggestions, and also follow me on social media. I have my Instagram here. I'm actually working on my new bookstagram, so I'm really excited about that, but I'm not ready to share it yet. So I'll update you guys once that's ready to go. And yeah, let's just get right into the book haul. So I guess I will start with my December book of the month picks, and I ended up picking The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. I know this is sort of a, I'm not sure if it's a retelling or it's a twist on a classic novel. I'm actually not sure, I'm really embarrassed. But I believe this is about a woman, her name is Jane, and she moves into this town where there's this man who is really wealthy, and he is a widow, and something weird happened with the murder or the death of his wife, and that's sort of all I know about it, but it seems interesting. It is labeled a thriller, and you guys know I'm all about the thrillers, so this was the pick for December. At the time it was like a pre-release, but now I believe it's already out. So another one I added on was People Like Her, and this is basically really interesting. Actually, it is about a mom who is like a mommy vlogger. She's an influencer, and it's based around her handling all of, I don't want to say fame, but all of her followers and how she's changed her as a person. And I believe it's also like a thriller, psychological thriller maybe, and she has some obsessed fans maybe. Not exactly 100% sure, but I know that I found it really interesting. And it says at the end, it asks what and whom we sacrifice when we make our private lives public and ultimately lose control of whom we let in. So I think that's really interesting, and I love to read about like an influence perspective. That would be really fun. So I also picked that one up. As a add-on, I ended up getting One by One by Ruth Ware. I've already talked about this in my December wrap-up, but we're basically following a group of co-workers going on a retreat to the mountains in a cozy cabin, and people start dying. And that's about it. And it was a really good book. And if you want to see what I rated it, you need to go and watch my December wrap-up. So go and do that. So if you guys watched my most anticipated reads of December, I believe it was, I mentioned some of these books there, so I'll just go and quickly skim through them as well. So I ended up getting The Cousins by Karen McManus, who is also the author of One of Us is Lying, and here we're basically following three cousins who've never really bonded very much throughout the years, and they are headed to Grandma's Island. She's very rich, and they've never met their grandma. Their grandma disinherited their parents when they were not even born yet, because of something that happened 24 years prior, and nobody really knows why the grandma decided to distance herself from her children. And so the three cousins are headed that way to see what happened, what their families did, and try to reconnect with grandma and try to get the families back together, and also try to find out what ended up happening mysteriously 24 years ago. I already read it. Again, have it in my December wrap-up, so if you guys want to see my rating, you guys need to go watch that video. So yeah. The next book I picked up is The Bitter Wine Oath by Hannah West, and this book, I don't know much about it, but it does seem really interesting. So it's fantasy. It has a little bit of occult sort of type of society, like secret society, and it also involves a thriller and murder. So we're basically following, I think her name is Natalie? Yeah, Natalie. And she is from this town where every year 12 men go missing, or they get found dead or something. And she's trying to find out why, if it's true that this cult exists. And even though she's like always in denial, she soon gets recruited to join this secret society, and all her suspicions become reality, basically. And like I said, I don't know much, but it's definitely something that I know I'm going to enjoy reading. So yeah, next up we have The Good Girls by Claire Elisa Bartlett. And can we just talk about this beautiful cover? I love it. This is like perfect. And this is again sort of school related, where a mystery happens, someone turns out dead, we're trying to find out who did it. I believe the one that dies, her name is Emma, and so everybody's trying to find out who did it before someone else gets killed. And again, high school related, a murder in town, it's usually what I go for, so this is really just perfect for me. Probably a 4 or a 5 out of 5, to be honest. So I'm excited about this one. Next up, we have Coming Up for Air, which is more of a contemporary romance, and not something that I usually get because I feel like it's going to be more of an emotional read, and I tend to stay away from emotional reads because I have enough emotions as it is, and so I tend to not gravitate towards these kind of books. But the synopsis just really kind of won me over. So we're following this girl named, I don't know, Hadley, and Hadley has been through some really rough patches in her life, especially with her mom. I think they went through a health scare, and she basically doesn't really believe in love, especially because her older sister has gotten her heart broken numerous times, and so she's very like on the fence about meeting anyone, dating anyone. But she soon meets this wonderful guy. At least I think he's probably gonna be wonderful. What's his name? Brayden. And yes, she falls in love with Brayden, and she has to decide whether she wants to you know, follow her heart and go through this love full-heartedly, just fall in love with him, or, you know, pull up her walls. And I don't know, I think it's going to be kind of a self-growth, self-discovery type of book, and I'm interesting. I feel like it's going to be emotional, but we shall see. Hopefully I get to read it soon. I have so many books, you guys, that it's just... And this is by Nicole B. Tyndall, and can we just appreciate the cover for a second? Let's just appreciate this, because this cover is freaking gorgeous. I love how it's black and the flowers are white. Just gorgeous. Alright, next up we have 80 Holidays, which I've already talked about, by Christina Lauren. If you guys have seen my wrap up, talked about it. So here we're following Malin Jones, and she is this 26-year-old that always spent Christmas at a cabin with her divorced parents along with their best friends. And one of the couples has 2 children around her age. One is named Theo, who is her exact same age, and Andrew, who is a little bit older than both of them. And her and Theo have always really gotten along because, you know, they're the same age. It always seems like they're the ones that are going to end up together. But she has had a crush on Andrew since she was like 13 years old. And this book is basically set around Groundhog's Day sort of story, where she keeps repeating the same day over and over until she gets it right. I'll just let you guys know, there's some mosquito here. Don't even go and look at my wrap up. This is a 5 out of 5. Please go pick it up. Do yourself a favor. If you want to be happy, this is just chef's kiss, you guys. Chef's kiss. I love this book. Definitely one of my all-time favorites. Yep. Next up, we have These Vengeful Hearts, and this is about a sort of secret society in a school where they kind of rule the school, and they hold secrets against everyone. And, you know, if you want a favor, you have to give up something. and they kind of hold it against you, and once they need you, they go and seek you out. And we are following, what is her name? Ember. We're following Ember, who really just wants to join the secret society because her sister was affected by them. She is now in a wheelchair because of the secret society pulling something against her, and so she wants to join in to the society to break them down within themselves, so from the inside out. Yeah. And yeah, so we're going to be following that. Again, high school secret society, something that I tend to really like, and this is by Catherine Lauren, which I don't think I've ever read anything by this author, so we shall see. I like the cover. The cover is gorgeous, so that's a good sign, right? Hopefully. Next up, we have The Regrets by Amy Bonifants, and this book, I've been wanting to pick it up for a while, and it's basically a ghost story, like a love ghost story. That's all I know about it. I don't know much, so I'm not going to go into much detail, except that I heard there's a lot of ghost intimacy. So we'll see how this goes. Yeah. Next up, one of the books that I'm most excited to read, I am just like, this is probably the next book I'm picking up. I have Tiny Pretty Things, and I also have the sequel, which is Shiny Broken Pieces, and these are both by the duo Sona Caripota and Danielle Clayton. And I've been wanting to pick these up for a while now. I know Haley and Bookland has always talked about these, and I've always wanted to pick them up, and then I recently found out that it's on Netflix, and I don't want to watch the show before I read the book, so I really had to pick them up. So I know this is probably going to be my next read, and I think it centers around a very elite ballet school, and everyone's like up for competition, and I believe there's going to be like a murder and just like mysterious things happening because everybody is competing within like themselves on each other. So really interesting, gives me Pretty Little Liar vibes, so I'm gonna be in for a ride, I feel, so hopefully. Next up, I ended up getting The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, and I know Noelle Gallagher raves about this book. She loves it so much, and I also heard that Lucy Hale is going to be the star of it. They're going to do like a movie adaptation, soon to be a major motion picture, so I'm really excited about it. It's kind of an enemies to lovers sort of plot. I don't know much about it, but I kind of want to go in blindly, and I don't want to know much. I feel like this is going to be a 5 out of 5. It's going to be a nice romance. I heard it's pretty steamy, so really good. And it's also going to be a buddy read with one of my best friends, so that's great. Next up, we have Dreamland Burning. There's a reason why I got this. I'm doing the Buzzworth-a-thon that Books and Lala does, and I needed a book with the word dream, and so I got this. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's a historical fiction, and it also revolves around a mystery, like a murder mystery, and we're also learning about the Tulsa Race Riot of 1921, and we're following two perspectives, one in the past and one in the present, but I don't know much, so yeah, I'm just gonna read it, and it's by Jennifer Latham, and I don't know, seems really interesting. Definitely gonna be reading it this month, so yeah. Next book I got is There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins. The reason I got this is because I know Stephanie Perkins has a book coming out either April or May, and I just wanted to get more familiar with her writing. So this is my first book from her, and this kind of follows your typical thriller horror type of book where we have the main protagonist that is going to go live with their grandmother in this, you know, old town. Mysterious things start happening, people start dying, and she needs to find out what this this mosquito is flying and is distracting me, and I lost my train of thought. And we're trying to see what the town is hiding, and that's basically it. I feel like I've read numerous books with this plot, so it's not entirely unique, but I don't get tired of reading them, so it's all good. Next up, I have Never Have I Ever by Jocelyn Jackson. I know nothing about this book. I know I heard about it somewhere. Maybe it was Instagram, maybe it was a YouTuber that talked about it. I have no idea. I think it's about like a really wonderful street or a town where this company is like buying their homes, I believe, and you don't know where these people are ending up. I have no idea. I'm not going to try to explain it because I don't even know what I'm talking about, but I bought it and I'm excited to read it, so that's enough for me. Rebel Rose by Emma what? Theriault? I don't know. But this is part of the Queen's Council. It's sort of a new series by Disney, and we are going to be following Belle, right? Yeah. And finding out what happened after Happily Ever After, and her trying to just navigate herself through being the queen. And that's sort of it. I don't know. I bought it for the cover and because Belle is my favorite princess and Beauty and the Beast is my favorite princess movie, so I got that. Next up, we have Starry Eyes and Serious Moonlight, and these are by Jen Bennett. And again, I wanted to get more familiar with this author. I really want to get Chasing Lucky as well, but I want to read these two first just to see how I feel about it. I know one of them is about two friends who they were best friends and then they were enemies, and now they're stuck together in the woods trying to survive, and they are falling for each other sort of situation. It just seems really interesting. Something that really caught my eye too said, doesn't hurt that their families are the modern day Californian version of the Montagues and Capulets, so they hate each other. So I thought that would be really interesting, and it seems like a very romantic story, and I love the cover, so nothing can be better than that. And Serious Moonlight, I don't know much about this. I know there's also like a mystery involved here, but that's as much as I know, and you know, I'm just gonna go into it blindly. We'll see. Next up, we have Tweet Cute, and I believe this is about, is it a pizza shop or a bookshop? I have no idea, but it's like the competition against the competition. They both, one of them has like a big branch, the other one has like a little small town shop, and they're both against each other. I don't know much. I just know it's going to be a cute read, and this is by Emma Lord, so we'll see. Oh my god, I ripped it. Maybe it already came ripped. Little tiny rip. Okay, whatever. Next up we have, ooh, this is dusty. You guys, I've had these on my floor for like weeks because I needed to film this video. We have Anna Kay, a love story. Don't know anything, but I like the cover, and it said a love story, so it's probably a love story, and this is by Jenny Lee. So excited. Alright, you guys, I swear we're almost done. We're almost done. I'm so tired already. Next up, we have Jane Anonymous, and this is actually a really interesting book. I've been wanting to get this for a minute now, and we are following this girl after she has been kidnapped. And so after she's gone through all of this, where she's been kidnapped for I don't know how long, and just her trying to come back and like go through the motions of life, trying to recover from her traumatic experience, and it just seems really interesting and really important to read. So yeah, seems really good. And another book by Karen McManus. She's becoming one of my favorite authors, if we're being completely sincere, which we are. I've been really liking her writing style, and this is Two Can Keep a Secret, which I've already read, and it's about, again, two siblings that go back in town to live with their grandmother. Mysterious things happen in town, and they need to figure out what is happening. I loved it. I gave it a 4.5, so you should go pick it up. Great. Next, we have Emergency Contact by H.K. Choi, and the reason I gravitated towards this book was the cover. Let's be honest, the cover is just beautiful. I love how the guy is all tatted, so cute. Anyways, and this actually seems like a really I really identify myself with this book, I guess you can say. This is about being able to talk to someone completely openly about everything, all your emotions, through text, without actually having to see them face to face. And I know most of us, the reason we text so much is because it's so much easier than opening up to someone on the phone or actually looking at them. So we are following these two people that kind of just tell each other all of their deepest, darkest secrets and all of their emotions through text, and I feel like it's gonna be interesting to read it. So yeah. Next up, we have Cracked Up to Be by Courtney Summers. I already read Sadie by her as well, and this is why I picked this book up. And this is about a Parker. We're following Parker, and she's kind of the perfect girl in town, but something ends up happening at a party. I don't know what, it doesn't tell you, but it sort of puts her life and her family's life at risk. And it's a fairly short book, which I don't know, it's like not even 200 pages. Oh, it's 200 pages. So this will be a really like easy read. And last but not least, we have Clickbait by Ballet. This is another school blackmailing, probably secret society, maybe not, I don't know, Pretty Little Liars-esque type of story, and those are just my favorite. So really excited to read this one as well, and I love the color. It's pink, it's adorable, it's perfect. So yeah, you guys, that's pretty much it for today's video. My next one will definitely be my January TBR, to be read. I know it's pretty late, but I'm trying. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys later.